All right, Rocket Ryan here in Lot 10. Proud to be joined by the voice of the Rockets on the Toledo Rocket Sports Radio Network by Learfield and IMG College. Did I get that right?
You've done your homework. Very good job.
Thanks, buddy. Brent Balbinot's his name. He's been here. This is his 4th year. It's hard to believe, starting your 4th year. How have you liked the city of Toledo so far?
Fantastic. I will say this too, because my first tour of it came from Athletic Director Mike O'Brien. My wife and I drove over here, and I'm not kidding, 8 weekends in a row, 2 straight months. One of the two of us or both of us drove over to find a place to live. But the very first time we came, Mike O'Brien and I had talked that Friday, and we said we're coming on Saturday. The general manager at the time of Rocket Sports Properties was a gentleman by the name of Luke Wright. He got us a hotel room for that weekend, and Mike changed his plans to give us a tour of the campus and the city. And when my wife and I drove home, 7 straight hours, we had a chance to really talk, and we said, yeah, we can see ourselves living there, and we can see ourselves being Rocket fans. So the decision was made.
All right, you came from Iowa, University of Iowa, where you did women's basketball, baseball, and some other things.
Yes, sir. A little bit of everything, kind of like here. Kind of like here when I'm not doing radio for football or men's basketball. I'm doing some ESPN3 work for volleyball and baseball, do a little bit of softball. So there are 16 sports at the University of Toledo, and I try and give them all at least some type of coverage.
Okay, and this is your first college play-by-play gig, but you're no stranger to college football because you did help with the Iowa broadcast.
Sure, I was the play-by-play guy at my previous school at Iowa for women's basketball, baseball. I did some fill-in for men's basketball when the football team might be at a bowl game, and I was in the booth and behind the scenes. So I've got a real appreciation and respect for everybody that doesn't get their voice on the air or their face in front of the camera. I treat everybody with respect. Everybody is equally important when it comes to a crew.
That's great to hear. And, you know, coming in, last year was a disappointing year, 7-6. I mean, a lot of schools would love to have that, but coming off an 11-3 season the year before, obviously 7-6 is disappointing and lost a lot of talent, but there's no reason to think that this Toledo Rockets team this year as a whole can't be just a little bit better this here in 2019.
Hey, they were picked to win the West for a reason. If you're not highly thought of preseason, you don't get that type of honor. Now, in talking with every guy, with every coach, and I know it sounds coach speakish, but it really is the mantra here, take care of today. Stay in the moment. Win this week, and then next week should take care of itself. But having seen what the MAC has done so far early in the season, it's not going to be a cakewalk. As we sit here and talk, or stand here and talk right now, Eastern Michigan just knocked off Illinois. That's the 3rd straight year that they have beaten a Big Ten team. I'm also thinking Northern Illinois with a new coach this year. Look, there are no gimmies up and down the schedule this year. Whoever wins it is going to have to earn it.
Okay, and your thoughts of the university as a whole. I mean, you look at this, you know, for a so-called mid-major, a MAC school, you don't typically see tailgating like this and college spirit like you do here at the University of Toledo.
You know, having had the chance to talk with multiple coaches, not just, again, football and men's basketball, but across the board, everybody, and there have been some new hires just in the last couple years alone. There's a common phrase, and I don't know if it's circulated its way around. I don't think it has. I think it just has been organic. Power 5 bones. To use a, what is it, a lawn and garden or HGTV phrase. My wife is big into that channel. So if you turn on the TV at our house and that's on, you know she's been watching it last. But bones, strong bones. Power 5 bones is a phrase I have heard almost every coach here use. Look, Toledo's not going to try and be something it's not. What it is, in my opinion, I'm not just saying this because you're standing in front of me and I work here, to me it is the athletic department in the MAC without peer. They do by far and away the best job across the board. I'm not just talking about one particular sport. I'm talking about everything from publicity to fundraising to how it operates. I couldn't be happier. Power 5 bones, yeah, maybe a mid-major, but ask a lot of the schools that Mike O'Brien's trying to schedule. Name your sport that don't want to touch Toledo. There's a reason.
All right, Brett, thank you so much for joining us, and I can't send you off without saying TOL.
EDO.